This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Hi Shubhman.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine.
Just curious, from where you're taking the classes? Location?
What do you say?
Just curious, from which location you're taking the classes?
India.
India, okay. Then in that, good morning in that case.
Good morning. So, are you a green card holder or citizen?
Me, um,
Hmm.
it has not yet come. Green card, it should come anytime. It's in the queue. Yeah.
H1B presently.
H1, like I'm on H4 EAD.
Yeah. You are dependent, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. In
Yeah.
US, getting green card means it takes years to gather time.
Yeah, it's already been some time. Like,
Hmm.
um, for since we applied, it's more than 6 7 years.
I
So
think it may take more than still 5 years, right?
like sorry, we should probably get it in 2 years depending on the category if nothing changes, but if it
Hmm.
goes as it is going now, but you
Hmm.
never know, it keeps changing, the status keeps changing. So
Okay. Hmm.
yeah, people keep shifting from one category, EB1 to EB2, EB2 to EB3, so that crowd, kind
Hmm.
of increases the line, decreases the line, so you go back in the queue, you come forward in the queue, and then again you go back for some reasons. So
Hmm.
right now that's going on. We'll see.
Okay. So yesterday, so we have seen how to create a virtual machine and how to enable password-based authentication, right? So
Yeah.
today also, so we are going to discuss some uh, Linux administrative related activities which are required for AWS. Our today's activities are to create a VM and to perform user management, to add a user in privileged group, and if time permits, we also to perform package management. Package management means installation of softwares. Okay, so that is also your major responsibility as a cloud admin. Okay, how to install softwares on different platforms. On Linux also we have different flavors of Linux, right? RHEL, CentOS, Ubuntu, Windows, Mac. These are the different types of operating systems. So we are going to discuss the last week activity also if time permits. Otherwise, we'll postpone it to next class. 19th August. So let us go to AWS console. So once your practice is over, are you terminating the systems or stopping the systems?
I terminated it yesterday. Would it
And
make
you
any
can repeat.
difference?
What is the difference? Stopping and terminating.
Yeah, would it make any difference if I just stopped it and not terminate it?
No, no. If you stop it, your processor can be stopped, but your hard
Right.
disk cannot be stopped, right? Hard disk
Yes.
will be in use. For hard disk, they will charge. But if you terminate, you are completely free from charges.
Okay. Yeah, so I opted
Okay,
for terminating it.
unless
Yeah.
you have any sensitive data, important data, better you terminate it, and you can recreate it because what VM creation is just it is a 2-minute job.
Right. Yeah, so I opted for termination.
So if you want to use same data again and again, don't terminate it. Just stop it. Launch instance. So as usual, I am taking Ubuntu 2004 because this is a free machine. My subscription is also free. License is also free. Okay, from here onward, just go on press next. Nothing more than that. So I will use yesterday's key. Yesterday we created one key. Okay, either you can create a new key or you can proceed with the existing key. Okay, this is a key I created on 4th August. Launch instances. Now it is running. Click on connect. Copy this example command. And go to downloads because my key file is available in downloads folder. Okay, from here, right click and choose git bash here. Say yes. Say Control L for clearing the screen. Control L. Now, so if you want to see all the list of users, so we have a command called get end password. Okay. So these are the list of users that are available. Okay, so all these users, okay, will be used by system, not by us. These are the system defined users. Now in Linux operating system, if you want to create a new user, create a Linux Ubuntu VM as shown in class record. So next when it comes to perform user management, so we are going to say adding or creating a user. See, in Linux operating system, there are two types of users. In Linux, okay, we have two types of users are there. Okay, so first category user, non-root user. Okay, so here this user is created, okay, based on the platform where we launching our OS server. Okay, based on platform means it can be any cloud platform. So if it is AWS, a username called Ubuntu was created automatically. In Azure, okay, so a user defined user is created. That means at the time of creating VM only, it will ask what is the username. If I say something like Azure user, okay, a user called Azure user is created there. If you are doing that activity in Google Cloud, that may be different process. Okay, since it is AWS, a default non-root user is created called Ubuntu. Okay, so such non-root user, okay, will have right to execute all privileged commands. Privileged commands means installing softwares, creating users, removing users. Okay, these are privileged commands. And the second category of user is root user. Okay, so for every OS, a root user is created. Okay, so he is the admin for all operating system. Now there are two important commands in Linux. What are the two important commands? One is who am I, will display the current username. Okay, so if I execute who am I command from Ubuntu, it will say that you are Ubuntu user. So if I say PWD means present working directory. Okay, presently you are in /home/Ubuntu. So what it indicates actually, the beginning slash in the path indicates that it is a root directory. That means here we are in Ubuntu. Ubuntu directory is placed in home. Home directory is there in root directory. Okay, always this naming convention you have to remember. The first slash in the path indicates that it is a root directory. Okay, within the root directory we have home directory. Within the home directory we have Ubuntu. That means except first slash, only first slash indicates root directory, and subsequent slashes are separators between a parent directory and child directory. Okay, so this is a parent directory for Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a child directory. Okay, so let us write these points. PWD, okay, it will display a current or present working directory. Here in the output of PWD, the first slash indicates that it is a root directory, and the subsequent slashes are separators between parent and child directories. Always pwd command is going to display the current working directory name. Okay, now so this is my current directory. Okay, current user. The current user name is Ubuntu. So if you want to go to another user, that means from one user to another user, so we have a command called su, switch user. Okay, su command takes us to a specific user. Okay, presently I don't have other user. Okay, I have only one user called Ubuntu. Okay, from Ubuntu, if you want to go to root user, there is a command called sudo -i. Sudo -i is going to takes you to root user. Now, if you say who am I, it will say that you are root. You are root. So this is very important, useful command everywhere. Sudo -i. Sudo -i. Okay, takes us to the root user. Okay, again, if I want to come back to Ubuntu user, we have to use switch user. SU stands for switch user Ubuntu. But see, 1 minute. Now here I will execute sudo -i. So if I execute sudo -i, generally it is going to take you to root user. See, observe it closely. If I say pwd, what is happening here? It is displaying something like /root. /root. What is slash here? Slash indicates root directory. Within the root directory, we have one more directory called root. Now this is a home directory of every user. So for every user that is created newly, or it can be old user, the path will be like this. Suppose I will create a user called Jenkins. So where Jenkins is created, always remember this is a default notation: home Jenkins. This is the actual path. Okay, every new user is placed in a folder called home, where home is placed in the root directory. But in case of root user only, this path is changed. Only in case of root user, this path is changed. For other users and for every user, the path will be like this: /home/Jenkins. Now let me go to Ubuntu user, switch user Ubuntu. So if I say switch user Ubuntu, okay, it will take me to Ubuntu user. But if I execute pwd, the path is not changing. See, the path is as this /root. When you want to go to home directory of Ubuntu user, for every user, home directory is /home username. So if you want to go to home directory of the current user, we have to use something like cd tilde symbol. Okay, it is going to take you to home directory of the current user. If I say pwd again, did you observe the path is changed, right? /home/Ubuntu. Okay, always this is very useful command, cd tilde symbol. So this symbol is available on the top of tab key. Okay, let me write some commands here. Switch user Ubuntu. Okay, so it takes us to Ubuntu user, but the path is not changed. So your CD tilde symbol, CD tilde, this is tilde, takes us to the home directory of the current user. Now let us create some users here from Ubuntu. I can try like this: sudo add user. I will create a user called Jenkins. Okay, so it is going to ask me password. What is the password for Jenkins user? I am giving same password as username Jenkins. You have to retype the password once again. Jenkins. Press enter, 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 enter. Say yes. Okay, a new user is created. How to find out? Get end. Okay, password. You can execute this command. Are you seeing at last Jenkins user is created? Here. Where this Jenkins user is placed? I told you this path, right? Home and Jenkins. Every user is placed in this directory only, home directory. Now, get ENT password. Did I write this one? Gives the list of users. Okay. Every newly created user is placed in /home directory. This is very important. Now I want to go to Jenkins user from Ubuntu. Okay, so how to go to that Jenkins user? We have a command, right? Switch user Jenkins. So now carefully execute these two commands here. Who am I? Ubuntu pwd. Okay, it is telling that you are in home Ubuntu. Now if I say switch user Jenkins, the username is changed. You will be shifted to Jenkins user. Okay, you can say who am I? It is going to display that you are Jenkins, but the path is not changed. See, path will be as like before. Okay, so when you want to go to the home directory of the current user, CD tilde symbol. Now if you execute pwd, it will display that home Jenkins. Okay, guys, are you getting? Is it clear? Any questions?
So Shiva, here cd dot dot will not work. I mean, going back
CD
to
dot,
the
if I say CD dot dot, it will take me to the previous directory, but it does not take me to the home directory.
no, if just do cd dot dot here once
CD dot dot. Okay,
and present working directory.
home directory.
Okay, can we? Okay, because the user is Jenkins here, we can't go to Ubuntu.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, got it. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
Again, say CD tilde symbol, it will take you to Jenkins directory. Now, if you say pwd home Jenkins. So always these two commands are most important. Frequently, I am going to use switch user CD tilde symbol, get ENT password. Okay, every newly created user is placed in /home directory. So is the concept clear? Because these are very much useful commands. Okay, So we have to use regularly. So as a DevOps engineer also, these are very these are the very basic commands. This is very basic stuff. Is the concept clear? You can say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, just to make an observation closely, presently I am in Jenkins user. Okay. But when I run this command, see what happens. From Jenkins user, I am creating another user. Sudo add user. I will create a new user called Docker. Okay. See, it will not permit me because every newly created user will not have permission to run this kind of privileged commands. Add user is a privileged command. Okay, it is a highly privileged command. So every user is not permitted to execute this kind of privileged options, privileged commands. Okay, so how to make a user to execute this kind of commands? So for that, for this user, we have to give some privileges. Okay, so adding C3, adding a user in sudo group. Sudo group means privileged group. Now, without adding him into privileged group, this user is not permitted to create another user. Add user is a privileged command. Okay, let me write something here. Every newly created user, okay, will not be permitted to perform or to execute privileged commands like add user. Okay, to overcome this problem, we have to add the user in sudo group. How to add this user in a sudo group? Let us try. Okay, just say Control C and exit out of this. So when you say exit, you will be shifted to Ubuntu user because our previous user is Ubuntu, right? It will take you to previous user. Okay, Ubuntu is a privileged user because this is defined, this is created by system, not by us. Okay, now you have to open a file called sudo vsudo. Now this is going to open a file called /etc sudoers.tmp. So here we have to make a small entry. Okay, just locate sudo line. Okay, under sudo you have to add this line. Jenkins, blindly add this line. All equal to all colon all, no password, colon all. The meaning of this line is from now onwards, Jenkins is a privileged user, and when he is executing privileged commands, password should not be asked. That is the meaning of this line. Okay, I will copy this line. Go to Ubuntu user. Okay, so as the first step, what I did, sudo vsudo. Okay, under sudo line, add the following entry. What is that entry we have to add? Jenkins all equal to all colon all, no password all. Okay. Now we have opened editor here. So whatever changes we have done, we have to save and come out, right? This is just like notepad. And to save and come out, to say Control X, Y and enter. I will write the command, this command also. To save and come out from Nano editor. Nano is just like notepad. So what are the key combinations I used? Control X plus Y plus enter. Okay, use these key combinations to save and exit. Now check whether this user is permitted to execute privileged commands or not. Now go to switch user Jenkins. Password is asked here. The password I have given as Jenkins. Now go to home directory, cd tilde symbol. Now execute this command. Sudo add user Docker. We are permitting, right? It is the password for Docker user. It is not password for Jenkins user. Okay, so like from Ubuntu user, we are able to execute this command. Now I am giving Docker. Press enter, 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 enter. Say yes. Now, if you execute get ent password, are you seeing at last Docker user is created? Where he is placed? Home Docker. This is a shell, default shell. Okay, so you can also display all the list of users by using this command also. Cat etc password. It will give same result like get ent password. What I did here? Go to Docker user and execute any privileged command like add user. How did I go to the Jenkins user, switch user Jenkins, and after that I executed cd tilde symbol to go to home directory. Okay, next I executed sudo. Okay, add user Jenkins. Sorry, Docker. Now from here, from Jenkins user again, if you want to go to root user, same command sudo -i. Directly we are shifted to root user. From root user, if you want to create any privileged command, no sudo is required. Directly you can run add user. Okay, Ansible. Ansible is other user. Remember, always remember. Okay, when you are executing any privileged command from root user, no sudo is required. Enter, 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 enter. Say yes. Okay. How can I add this Ansible user in the sudo group? Directly you can use vsudo. Don't use sudo command here. Again, you can add this user under sudo group. Ansible. Okay. All equal to all colon all no password colon all. Okay, say Control XY, press enter. Now one more thing also you have to observe. when you are switching to other user from root user, it will not ask password because the root user is a highly privileged user, right? When you are shifting from one user to another non-root user, password is asked. But when you are going to another user from root user, password is not asked. See, switch user, Ansible. Did it asking password? Not right. Now, what is the root directory? Sorry, what is the present working directory? Root. You have to use cd tilde symbol. Now, if you say pwd, the path is changed. Home Ansible. Now, from here, you can execute any privileged command. So, since Ansible is non-root user, you have to execute sudo add user Terraform. Okay. So from Ansible, execute get ent password. At last, are you seeing Terraform user is created? Okay. So I will use an exercise to you. Just try this exam. Try this. So to add Jenkins user in a privileged group. Okay, already I have written right. I can remove this. Exercise. Create any 3 users. Okay, of your choice and add them in sudo group. And execute get ent password command every time to check whether a new user is created or not. This is your activity. Just do this activity. Just watch the recording and try all these examples. After doing all these examples and if time permits, complete this exercise also. So tomorrow we are going to perform package management. And after that, we will see one interesting thing, that is uploading and downloading some files from your laptop to server to laptop. How to do that? Okay, in my laptop I have some files. I want to copy those files into my server. I want not copy uploading. I want to upload those files into my server. Okay, from server I want to download some files into my local system, PC, laptop. How you can do that? Okay, uploading and downloading. Okay, that is also very interesting and useful in DevOps and DevOps engineers and cloud engineers. Okay, that also we will see. So any questions?
No.
So Swapna, did you attend these sessions or is it new today?
It's new.
Okay. So if any questions from your side, you can ask me. Suman, Tarun, Veeramani, if you don't have any questions, I will stop it for today. We will continue this discussion tomorrow. Okay, it may get confused for new students, but once you practice, okay, everything becomes very easy, but it is mandatory. So whatever tasks today we have discussed are mandatory, okay, as basic stuff. These are the mandatory things. So if you don't have any questions from your side, I will stop the meeting.
No questions.
Yeah, we are good. Sir.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so practice it. If you have any questions in the next class also, we can discuss. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.